Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Behind the Groove podcast. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington. I'm on a totally different set. But we are back today with another episode of Halo, episode number 4, Homecoming. And I don't know about this one, man. You know, IMDb gave it a 6.6, dude. That's 6.6. Do you believe that?
I would go a little bit lower, but like it has potential.
You said you would go a little lower and whatnot, you know?
Yeah, like as a Halo fan, this episode is driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Just from a perspective of like what they're doing with the lore, but like we'll get to that.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know, man. This is. It was only 3. It was really basically only 3 sets. Mandrigo, what they were doing
Reach.
on Reach, you know, and then also John's planet, and that's pretty much it.
Is it Adurnus or something like that?
Aridnus.
Aridnus.
Yes,
Yeah.
Aridnus 2. They didn't, you didn't see any covenants or any sort of aliens like that. It was just all about like what's going on with John and Quan and
the humans,
Soren and everything. Like, oh my goodness, Quan, do we even have to speak about this person?
They have to do an intervention for Quan because she has no grasp of what the world is around her. I don't know. Was she like some kind of trust fund baby on this planet? Like, this doesn't make any sense. She's so unself-aware and unstreet smart.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you used to think like, oh wait, the galaxy's looking for me, or at least like whatever's on this planet's looking for me. Let me take my helmet off or my hoodie off, and yell at my friends like, "Hey, everybody, I'm back!" Like, everyone's looking for you.
I've said this before. When you introduce teenagers, children into movies, and they become the annoying one, then I'm not really into that. It's just like, okay, why? Why is this? She's walking around like she has massive amounts of power. I have this, I have that. You're not doing anything until I pay you. Yada, yada, yada. You're on your own planet. They're telling you, you went to your own planet and you're looking at a wanted sign for yourself. Yeah. And you're still there trying to do work. It's just like, no, it's time to bounce.
You don't understand the gravity of the situation here. The whole planet's looking for you
the entire planet will turn you in because they are now down with Venture. It's just like, come on. So I don't understand that whole thing.
Baffling to me. That whole thing was baffling. It's like we need some like CW drama. We need somebody yelling and acting erratic. So let's just put this poor girl in here, shave her head, and make her act silly and unaware of what the hell's going on in your own planet. Like it, like based on her statue, because like her father was running the thing, whatever. I would assume that she kind of learned about the politics of the planet at least a little bit.
Yeah,
like
you would think.
at the dinner table or whatever, or listen to her aunt or whatever. Like you learn a little bit. Yeah, you don't understand anything. And like, you don't have any manpower. You don't have any weapons. You don't have the resources to do anything. You don't even have any money. She's like, I'm gonna promise you money my aunt's gonna give me. Like,
they're gone.
Really?
It's gone. You have no money. You have no wealth. You have nothing. You're walking around like you have all of this power. You're like, and the thing that gets me with her is that she thinks that as a 12 or 15 or 16-year-old girl, she's gonna go back to a planet that is ruled by a ruthless dictator and go there and change things.
It's hilarious.
Like, really?
Like there was such a stupid plot line. Like like when I was watching it, I was just so frustrated. I had to stop it because I'm like, this is a dumb storyline. Yeah. This is a TV show about a galactic war, and we're worried about this kid who has no sense of anything. Like she's telling this ex-Spartan, I'm gonna steal your plane and you're not gonna do anything about it. Like, what? You saw him Swiss cheese mofos up when they tried to take his ship, and she thinks she's gonna tell him something. Like this is insane to me. This is stupid.
This is when you, unfortunately, Article 72. I don't know.
I'm just saying, man.
I don't know.
The USNC had it right when they were on the ship. Like, yo, just
Article 72. Like, just like, yo, she's annoying.
They had it right.
Come on, this is.
I'll admit I was wrong because I was like, yo, we gotta save her. Like this is wrong. Like no, I think they had it right. They chose correctly.
But
Like,
apparently she has some type of a role in this entire series. I mean, something's gonna pop off on Mandrigo where she's like she has a big role in that, right?
Please no.
Yo,
I'm begging the show writers. You got 2 weeks to fix this.
Yeah,
just don't do it. I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna make her like a resistance fighter, and then eventually she's gonna lead the colony or whatever.
Yeah,
don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah, that's not gonna work, man.
Dumb.
She doesn't work for me, man. She doesn't work. You want to give what's up?
Okay. No,
go ahead. You want to give a brief overview, then we can continue getting into Kwan's mess. She's a mess.
We got like 2 more butt shots in this episode.
Oh my goodness, come on.
Yeah, Fisher and Kai. So
right.
we'll get that out the way. The butt counter is 3 right now.
Right. It's just like, okay, we have 3. We have 2 guys, 1 girl. Is just like, oh my goodness, what's next?
No, 4. Who? The butt counter for the show is 4 because what is the other girl that was at the Prophets? I forgot her name. The girl that took over the ship.
Oh, you're talking about the blessed one, Maki.
Yes, Mackie. Mackie's butt shot number 4. That's number 4.
That's true. Yeah.
So
wow. Okay, we have 4. Okay, we're doing a butt count here, and right now we have 4. And I think I'm gonna go ballistic if we get 5.
We're done with the butts. Right? We're
going
good
postal if we have 5 butt shots here, dude.
We have hit our quota for butt shots. Like, we need to chill with the butt shots.
And 2 of the butt shots, these people are like taking devices out of their butts, like emotional devices, because emotions are definitely located in the butt.
That's fair, right? The ass is where all the emotions are, right?
Come on, dude. Oh my goodness. And before you even get into it, we were talking offline that during the weekend I powered through all of the Halo movies. I went through Forward Unto Dawn. I watched Fall of Reach, and I watched the absolutely weak Nightfall, which was completely weak, And I think that the thing that closely resembles what's happening with this TV series is the animated show or movie, Fall of Reach.
Mm-hmm. There seems to be some parallels there with the story.
But I was saying to you, you do make a good point that, like a lot of the movies and shows that were out before this, they don't really connect, right? They don't connect that well.
They're more in line with the video game.
Yeah.
Because Microsoft produced that stuff. It's like, this is directly in line with it. This is Paramount's baby. Yeah. Paramount's doing their own thing.
Okay.
Microsoft, I don't know how much say they had in the show when they sold the rights.
Looks like none.
Or the TV rights. Yeah.
Looks like
the writers, none. I wish they would have got somebody from the writing room from 343 and just like, hey, I don't think we need that character. We're good here. Like, just, more shooting, though. We're all right.
Well, 343 is doing this one, right? They're doing the Paramount show. And they also did the movies, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, the video game writers, there's a whole different division.
Oh, right,
they have
right,
a TV
okay.
thing and a movie thing and a game stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The video game writers, just bring them on. Whatever they're doing, they're busy on Halo 17 or whatever. Like, just call them in the room. Like, hey, what do you think about this?
Is this right?
Nah, we don't like that.
Is this right here, what we're doing?
Nah, we good here. We're good.
Right, exactly. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. So, let's give a quick overview, then we can get into it.
All right, so we are at 3 places, the Reach, Madrigal, and Aridness, where John is. So on Reach, we have Kai. She's got her emotional chip out of her butt, which is a weird place to put it. Like it would have made more sense if it was like on the neck, or like I'll take like the shoulder or something. Like I'll take that. This is pretty low down there. Like if emotional chip in your foot, like it doesn't make any sense. But all right, they chose the butt. So she takes her chip out because she saw Master Chief take his out, and so she's like, I guess she's copying. I don't know why she decided to do that. And she puts grease in her hair and changes it like pink
to red or something.
yeah, like some kind of. I was like, that's grease from your gun.
She's
Like, oh, okay, all
experiencing
right.
emotions. Oh,
Let's get the euphoria right now. She's
right.
she's doing good stuff. So,
Oh my goodness. It's a
so
mess
Miranda
out there.
Keys is investigating the actual key thing, and she brings in the Spartans to go look at it, and they none of them none of them can spark up the key or get to do anything. And so Miranda notices that Kai's a little off her meds right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so she brings her into another room and she starts asking them questions and hijinks ensue. And they start investigating the language, which I'm surprised they haven't done yet. That's
Right.
interesting to me. They have who's in charge of this thing for the UNSC? Shouldn't they have done this already? Like this seems like something they should have at least guessed upon. I don't know. I found that weird. So they're investigating it. They figure out this sacred ring. They think it's called. They figure out it's Halo now, and Miranda's trying to warn Kai like, "Hey, get in line. Start acting weird again. Like, stop. You're doing too much emotion stuff. You're acting human. You need to chill." Because her mom's gonna figure it out and she's gonna off you. So like, yo, get that under wraps. She said that in the nicest way possible. Like, you're acting kind of weird. Like,
basically, she said, they were talking about glitches. So basically, glitches get stitches. So it's just like, hey, like, she does not appreciate glitches. She handles glitches. So glitches get stitches. So Kai, you better get it together,
man.
Right? Glitches get stitches. Done. You know what? I'm gonna do that, dude. I'm gonna open up Canva when we get off and make that. Glitches get stitches.
I need that shirt, man.
For real.
All right, so we're on Magical and the Soren brings Quan, and good God, Quan is annoying in this show. And yeah, we talked about earlier. She's no street smarts.
None.
She's dumb. She's
Zero.
Emotional.
Zero.
She's a ridiculous person. She's a terrible character who doesn't understand how the world works, how crime works, how like it didn't make any sense. I'm like, yo, so she's yelling at Sworn to go do her bidding, and Sworn's looking at her like, I will snap your neck and just give you the bounty or whatever. Like,
how are they letting her just run around like control things like that? I don't get this here.
Yeah, so Sworn's looking around like, weird. Oh snap, okay. Yeah, I gotta go deal with this thing. I gotta go put out this fire. Oh, they took my ship now because this chick. I gotta deal with this thing already. Like, he's frustrated. He had great restraint in this episode.
Yeah,
because you can tell, like he's looking at like this chick, like I mean,
he lost his ship.
Yeah, he lost his ship. Now he's gonna get like a regular. He has to get
he has to catch. He has to catch a transport back home.
Yeah, he's gotta get a second class. He's gotta be back in coach. To get off this planet now because of her. Like,
Article
72. Frustrated.
Article 72, just saying.
So she goes to so she goes to some memorial for her dad and starts yelling, "We gotta fight!" And then they just take over and start beating everybody up. What's the guy? What's his name? Vinnick, whatever.
Oh,
Venture.
Venture.
Yeah, Venture. Mm-hmm. His goons come in and beat everybody up. Which is like, yo, they're already defeated. Like, there's no generals that are ready to take up the fight. Like, what did she think was gonna happen? Like, it was obvious that whenever somebody takes over something like that, the first thing they do is round up all the dissidents. That's the first thing they do.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Oh, there's generals hiding. They're gonna help me." Like,
no, they're not. No, they're not.
It's so stupid. Everything about that was dumb. And then she got her aunt killed. Because like the assassin wasn't even trying to fight her aunt,
Franco. I know.
I guess her aunt's already on the payroll.
Yeah.
So she was like, "What am I mess up my team for?" She got her aunt killed, and then she's sitting there crying like, "You idiot, man!" Everything about this is frustrating me.
Yeah, I'm not feeling Quan at all.
That happened.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna get off Magical, and we're gonna move over to Aridness.
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 Mm-hmm.
So Master Chief is out there with Halsey and that creepy scientist guy.
Still don't know his name.
Yeah, I don't really care. That guy's getting off. Whenever something happens, that guy's done for. He's a red shirt in Star Trek, man. So they're walking around his old ruins and they're digging up everywhere, which like they didn't bring any supplies or like some kind of equipment, like some
Some
kind of
water,
sonar or something.
just in case they get
What?
stuck,
Anything? Like
you know.
they brought a warthog and that's it. I'm like, why wouldn't you carry some kind of like space? I don't know, telescope, something like just something to
Yeah.
look on the ground, like like the finders,
Yeah.
metal detectors, like
Exactly.
something.
Something. X-ray,
You don't have any like
device or something.
Cortana do like some ground settling, whatever. Like just look in the ground, do some sonar, or something.
Yeah.
They had this guy dig up like 43 potholes. Like why?
And she was sitting down while he was digging, like looking at a iPad or something. I was just like, oh my goodness, this chick here, man.
Yeah. She's watching Netflix. Like, yo, this is insane. All right. Anyways, so he gets some more memories and he walks into the house and Cortana recreates his childhood or whatever. And he starts to remember that Halsey came over to his house before he got kidnapped. And she does the coin thing, which is famous. He flips the coin a bunch of times. She realizes that, oh, this kid, he's intuitive. Mm-hmm. He's kind of smart. So she snatches him and brings him over to Reach. So basically, they walk around the house for a little bit, and then he decides that he needs to go out because he remembers that there's this hole in the ground where the artifact is. Mm-hmm. And so he just snatches the warthog and just drives over to this artifact, jumps down the hole, and then finds it. And Halsey's like, oh, yeah, hell yeah. So that's it. That's the episode right there.
Okay. Let's get into Quan really quickly and what's popping off on Mandrigo, because I don't, for the life of me, I can't understand that, right? Here you have a 15, 16, whatever, she's a teenager. No power.
She's a youth.
All of her
guns.
All of her family is gone. Her father's gone. Her father's generals are gone. They have no money. She gets down to this planet. She gets Soren to take her down to Mandrigo because Soren wants some money, right? Come to find out, no generals, no money, everything is gone.
No money,
everyone
nothing.
on the planet is saying, you need to go. People are after you. She's still there trying
People
to
on the
create.
street.
She's
People
like,
at the memorial.
She's trying to find the willing to join her band of like rebellious people to fight, to take this Mandrigo back. I'm just like,
take the planet back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is a 16-year-old girl. How did the writers even put that into this whole show? I mean, I'm hoping that she has a really huge part when it comes to, things that may pop off later on Mandrigo, because, she got Soren's ship is gone. Now he's fighting people. The other thing is he's down there. Arc. Yeah, he's down there with the revolver. I mean, this is what, like 20, 29 or whatever. He's there with the revolver, like taking it out, putting more bullets in it. I'm like, really? Really?
Why would you pick that gun of all guns?
Really?
Dude.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost like with with Boba Fett, Cad Bane had a revolver. It's just like these people are in 2500 or 2600. The year is 2900. You still have a revolver, pickup truck, stuff like that.
It's dope.
Those are the weird sort of Easter egg things that are just like stupid, ridiculous, and it's almost like people just don't really think about that. They're like, oh, this would be cool. Let's put this in. It's just like, come on.
This would look cool for nostalgia's sake or something like that. But like, it's not practical. Something like Soren would have brought a bunch of guns.
Yeah.
And he would have taken some of them with him. I know there's probably guns on the ship that they took, but he would have had something on his body.
Yeah.
Besides that one stupid revolver. That is idiotic.
And
it doesn't make any sense.
And why didn't Soren bring his Spartan helmet?
It's a good question. We have to do an intervention with the Spartans taking their helmets off, because they take it off at times when you should have a helmet on. Like Master Chief is on his home planet and he takes his helmet off. Now he's got to hold the helmet in his hand when he needs two hands to do stuff. Yeah. He's still holding the helmet. Like, I get why he did it, because the actor's got to show his face. I get that, but that's dumb. Like, it's stupid.
But Soren, he goes down to the planet with everything on except his helmet, right?
Yeah, he's there. He's like, I'm never wearing a helmet again.
Okay.
That's what he's
Okay.
doing there. That is dumb. Dumb.
What do
All
you
right?
think
This is dumb.
about Franco, the assassin?
She was fine. She was okay.
They didn't really show her
Just
getting
jumped out
down.
the
They just
window.
showed her like, just like slicing people, but not really
Yeah,
fighting
she was
them and
slicing
whatnot.
mofos while Quan is
Yeah.
crying. Like, it was like, okay.
Yeah, Quan is a
Just
mess.
chopping through these people.
This whole Quan thing, this could have been completely, totally cut out of this series, and you would not have missed a beat unless they are creating something, and they probably are because they keep going back to Mandrigo, right? But I'm not quite sure how does she fall in. I mean, because like what happens? Like, let's say Venture is like defeated. Is she going to become the prime minister of Mandrigo now at like 17?
How?
It's just
I
come
wouldn't
on,
put that kid in charge of anything. I don't care who your family is.
Like I said, when you introduce kids into a serious film that are kids that are annoying, you start losing like viewership because people are like, oh, I got to deal with her again.
Well, here's the thing though, like the people who are gonna watch this show, they're Halo fans, and they were playing Halo back when they're teenagers. Well, Halo's an old game now.
Yeah.
So like a lot of these people are adults, and you're catering this thing to kids, which doesn't make any sense because it's technically basically watched by adults. Like, let's be real here.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to pop off on Mandrigo, but I know something will pop off on Mandrigo because they keep going back to it. And Venture they are going to eventually realize that, you know what, this isn't the guy we need controlling this planet here. Let's get him out of here. They're going to figure that out.
It's the thing, though. It's like, dude, if the spice was producing, you don't care how it gets done. Right. As long as you get the spice in the butter or barrel, whatever, get it off the planet, we're good to go here. We don't care.
Don't care about the sausage making. Just care about the sausage.
You dictator's running your planet. He's getting you to produce the stuff you need. Good to go, as far as they're concerned.
Let's go to Reach, where Keyes and the other Spartans are doing their thing. Kai, she is being introduced to emotions because she removed her chip, her emotional chip from her booty. Or close to her booty. It's just like, again, I always say emotions and butts go together.
Yes.
Sir
Mix-a-Lot wrote this episode, right? He's like, everything's in the butt.
This is like, I'm serious. It's like written by, Sir Mix-a-Lot. So she removes it and she's like, oh, a little bit happy, a little bit cheerier. She's just like, she's feeling herself,
right.
And you can tell, what's her name? Riz she's like, wait a minute, is something wrong?
Yeah.
But something's interestingly different about
Riz
you.
Like, yo, what the hell's going on with you right now?
Right.
Asking too many goddamn questions.
Right. So
she's feeling herself.
So Kai is trying to find out. She's just trying to find out what this, artifact is all about. Like, is it a weapon? How can we use it? Are there any other Spartans that can activate it? They found out that no, it's only John. And I guess eventually we will find out why it's only John. The other thing about this episode, Homecoming, we did not even see any covenants. We didn't see any Mackie.
Yeah.
We saw no one from charity, home charity. So it was just Reach, Mandrigo, and Aridness. So yeah.
I'm kind of curious to see where they're gonna go with Kai taking their chip out.
Yeah,
because like it's gonna affect her, like being a Spartan, like being able to do her job. Because these guys are focused on the task. They don't worry about, oh no, some people got shot. Like, they don't worry about that. Like, their job is to get this thing done. If they can help people, great. If they can't, that's too bad. We've got stuff to do. So I'm kind of curious though how this is going to affect her throughout the show now. Yeah, and if she's going to wise up and start hiding their emotions again.
I mean, once like Key said, Halsey doesn't like glitches. She doesn't. Yeah, and you're a glitch right now. You're being glitchy. So it's just like, and what Halsey does to glitches. Too much. Yeah, it's just like,
the first clue is stop talking too much. Like,
stop talking too much. Like, why'd you color your hair with your gun grease? She used the gun grease she was using to clean her gun with to put in her hair. She was like, oh, I want red hair now. I'm just like, okay, now what are you about to do now? Go to Coachella or something?
Yeah.
with the like
Keep your
red
helmet
hair.
on. This you solve this.
Rocks.
Keep your helmet on.
You know,
Don't take your helmet off, and no one's gonna be the wiser right there.
it's
Just
just
keep your
like,
helmet
oh
on.
my goodness. But I do like Kai though. She is very interesting.
Yeah, I want to see where that storyline goes.
I want to see where that
I like
storyline
her.
go. You said something in I think we were talking offline, and you were talking about how they're starting to decipher the language, and you were like, why didn't they do that before? Why didn't that come up before?
Yes,
because if the Spartans, if the Spartans know like 5, 6, 7 different languages, and they also understand the covenant language because they've been battling them so long, why didn't Halsey or anyone else say, "Hey, what's this language all about?"
Yeah, they've recorded it, but they didn't do anything with that. That's insane to me. I know, like they're trying to. That's a writing thing of like we got to figure out how to get these guys to talk together or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but that doesn't make any sense. The USNC would have done that already. The UNSC, they would have done that a long time ago.
UNSC, yeah.
The second they first encountered them, they would have recorded their language, try to figure out what the hell they're saying and all that stuff.
I mean, I think most intelligence agencies, if they had a recording of an audio recording, they would like really put that through its paces to try and like
they would have had
decipher it, see what's going on.
Linguistic people in there, they would have done that because they know about the covenant, or they should know about them already, enough about what they're doing.
Right.
And they know about the Forerunners. At least they should know about them already.
Yeah.
Based on this timeline.
Exactly, man. So
I don't know. That seems weird.
I don't understand that, but Kai is experienced. She's a little bit, she's having fun
she's high in life
now.
right now.
Yeah, she's having fun right now. She's like, oh, I can feel my emotions. I can smell. I can taste. But hey, once Halsey and John gets back from their mission, she better like snap out of that.
Yeah, they just gonna put the chip back. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like you gotta lay down for a minute, and they're gonna put the chip back in, and that's the end of that.
Do you think that so Kai saw John take the chip out. She took her chip out. Do you think that now it's going to be Riz and Vanek that's going to say, hey, let's take our chip out too and see what's going on?
I think it's going to be them against Kai. They seem to be more rigid in following rules.
Yeah. Vanek is seriously rigid. So is Riz, but Vanek is probably a lot more rigid. John is going to be like, dude, relax. I mean, I had a little journey.
I got emotions. It's good.
Right.
It worked for me. Drink the Kool-Aid. It's all good. Like.
I had a journey. I'm back, and I think we need to remove this chip so we can be more in tune to what's going on around us and not so focused about killing people and things of that nature. Very interesting, man. They again, like I said, Keys, she has all the technology. It again, just the fact that they did not try to decipher the language way ahead of time. They had this. and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, wait a minute, what's that? What did you just say? Wait, this is something that
what do these words mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's just like, come on. It's just like, okay. Now that I've watched all the Halo movies, I feel like I am closer to like what this lore is all about. And this TV show, man, it doesn't.
It's doing its own thing.
Yeah, it's doing its own thing.
It's not following Jack, right?
Right.
I think the only thing in common is the name Halo and a character, the Master Chief. That's pretty what's in common with the series and the books and everything.
Man, they have to really, really, really bring this together. I mean, this is episode 4, so they have some time to pull it all together, right?
5 more shows?
5 or 6 more shows. They say it's 9 episodes, but we'll see. Sometimes, they just skip one.
Realistically, I think it would have been better if they just trimmed out the fat and just got right down to the thing. Maybe do 5, 6 shows tops.
Yeah.
Just get to it.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of traveling to planets I don't care about, and there's a lot of talking, walking and talking.
Yeah.
Just get to it, man. Go get to the action, get to the covenant. Let's go. That's what everyone's waiting for.
Right.
And I think they're gonna actually do it at probably like the episode 9 that we're really get into it.
8, 9.
And like, see, watch it next season. Like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, just get to it right now. Let's go.
Well, next season, if Kwon is gonna be back, I don't know. We may have to reevaluate that for real. Yeah, that's true. It's just like, hey, you know what? Let's just get to it. If you trimmed out all of that stuff with Kwon, right?
Mm.
Let's trim all that stuff out. Then you probably have a show that is more in line with what Halo is all about, right?
Yeah,
And then
trim the fat a little bit.
right. And then you have maybe, like you said, 6, 7, maybe 8 episodes of like just getting right to it. So I don't understand this. I guess someone said, well, here's the budget. You got to stretch it out. And that's what they're doing. They're stretching it out. So I don't know about this, man. You know,
you got to spend the money. Otherwise, you're not going to get the same amount of money next time.
Exactly.
But I'm like, you could have just trimmed out the walking and talking with Quan, throw some more guns in there and shoot some stuff. Dude, good to go. It's fine.
You know. So here we are on Aridness with that's John's home planet. He's back at his old house. And that warthog, man, that like little car, that little truck they had, that's pretty dope, isn't it? That joint was
I love a warthog. I wish I could buy one.
I mean, this looks like this. It's just a souped up like military style doom bug or something like that, right? It's a doom buggy. But they're there, and he's going through his memories. He also realized that Halsey's been in his life for a lot longer. That he looks
lying.
He looks a little pissed off about that, right? He's just like, okay, this person's been in my life for she's been controlling me for a long time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because basically the Halo lore is this Halsey lady went down to the planet, found some kids, cloned them, and replaced them with the clones, and they had the clones die off in a couple weeks.
Wow.
And the family goes on without knowing what happened to them. They just think, my son got sick. And that's the end of that. That's the lore. So now this lore, I think, is equally bad or even worse because basically she killed the parents. That's wow.
and she's, what? And so John is going to figure that out because he's starting to get these memories, right? So he's going to figure out that, you know what? I was actually cloned. They showed that in the Fall of Reach animated movie, like where the kids were cloned and everything, and then they died off. And it's just like, well, right now John realized that she was at my house, right? So at some point he's gonna
orphanage,
right? He's gonna realize that she cloned all of us and then took us, and then our clones died, like you said. Dude, I mean, what's going to happen? You think he's going to like snatch her up or something?
I don't. Yeah, probably not. But she should get snatched up for what she did. Just saying. A lot of people died to make the Spartan program thing. A lot of the Spartans died. The family members died. Like a lot of stuff happened to make this thing.
You kept telling me Halsey, she's bad. She's
a villain, man.
She's a villain.
She's a villain.
Watching all those, you were like, go watch the movies. So I was like, let me go watch the movies. Watching all those movies, I'm like, yo, she's a villain. She's an evil genius. She's a mad scientist. She's everything, right?
Yeah. If the Covenant War hadn't happened, I think that she'd probably be in jail rather than lauded as a great scientist. People, all the stuff she's done, all the evil things she's done. I think people would have been like, yo, screw her. She's going to jail. Got charged her with crimes. Because like they benefited because the Spartans were like 8 feet tall or whatever. And it just happened to be big enough to fight the Covenant with and useful. But like everyone glosses over all the bad stuff she did to get there in the first place. They had to kill hundreds of kids in the process.
Yeah, man.
And then they did a different version of Spartans, which was equally bad. But it's like she's done a lot of the bad work, but for a good cause.
I watched a lot of those Red and Blue movies. That's on Netflix. Those are pretty interesting. But they're like old school Halo stuff. But they found the second artifact, which is huge. How are they going to get it back to the ship?
They don't have any supplies.
I mean, they're going to put it on the Jeep and whatnot. I mean, or maybe like John, he's so strong, he can like just carry it back. Like, I mean, because it's down in this sort of hole, so they have to bring that up.
You got to lasso it up and pull it out the hole. But I guess they did show you that there's the earth is open around where the thing is.
Right.
So like you could probably throw something down there and have the Pelican lift it up.
Bring the ship, right, exactly. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I guess you could probably do that. I don't know.
So Halsey really wanted to find the second piece, huh?
Yeah, she's willing to burn everything to the ground and get this thing.
Dude,
because that's in line with her character. She does not care. She just wants the results.
She is. She's just like, hey, you know what? If this thing can help us win the war, I'm all for it. One, two. If you also have, if you own the keys, hold the keys to the Spartan program, who is your best defense in, fighting this war. And then you bring in like these two artifacts, you do your research on them, find out that you could actually use this as a weapon. That's her second sort of trump card, right? So
she's all the trump cards.
Right. There's absolutely no way you can get rid of her at all.
No. And it's the problem with her is that she's so valuable, no one can do anything to her.
Yeah.
They need her for stuff.
It's almost like being too big to fail. It's just like you can't get rid of her.
That's the perfect analogy. Halsey is too big to fail.
Yeah.
No matter how evil she is, she's too big to fail. They can't get rid of her.
Man, okay. Okay, let me just ask you this, and I'm okay with like super duper spoilers, but in any of like the Halo stuff, is Halo still? I'm not Halo, but is Halsey still around? I mean, does she die or something, or what?
She's old as crap right now.
Okay.
I think she dies. I can't remember which game she's. She's like, she's pretty old. I think she did die. But I can't remember.
But no one gets rid of her. She just dies of natural causes.
It's a natural causes type thing. She's old as hell. She's on the run. She's in research facilities. Like, she's old as hell. I know that.
What do you mean she's on a run? She's like, because the Reach is after her?
Well, because it's a full-on invasion. Like they're destroying planets. Like it's going crazy right now.
Because the fall of Reach really wasn't the fall of Reach. It was the name really didn't speak truth to what it was all about. It was really the fall of children in the fall of Reach, not really the fall of Reach, right?
Well, Reach is a planet, and they destroyed the planet. They glassed the whole planet.
Right, but not in the fall of Reach, the animated movie. They didn't destroy anything. It was just all about like these kids and like the whole stealing these kids, drones. They didn't quite show.
Eventually,
yeah.
Eventually, that's what's going to happen. They're going to glass the planet. Covenant's going to come there and burn everything down.
You said glass the planet.
Yeah, I mean literally glass the planet. They're gonna blow that thing up.
They're gonna wait a minute. As Halsey said, they're gonna seal it off.
Yeah,
they're gonna seal it off after they destroy everything.
The Covenant comes in with a bunch of ships and blows. They drop bombs everywhere. They light that planet up.
You think that with this, this show that we're watching, do you think the storytelling, the story writing is really good?
No.
No.
As a fan of Halo, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, and I'm like, okay, I just hope they eventually get there and they get on task or whatever. But like, the writing is pedestrian to okay in some sections, and it's downright awful in other sections. Like the Quan storyline, dumb, just dumb. Yeah. Halsey stuff is okay-ish because she's just evil. Just like play somebody evil. You can that falls in line. That's fine. The stuff with Master Chief and him like taking the motion chip and all that other stuff, I like that's not necessary. Because Master Chief's a team player for the whole game series.
Yeah,
he's doing his job. Like he's not. If you want to have like, because this is before the games, right? Because they didn't find the Halo ring yet. So if you want to say like he went through a crisis of conscience at some point and then finally gets in line and starts doing stuff, okay, that's fine. But like the Master Chief that everyone's introduced to in the game is the team player. He follows Halsey, whatever she says to do. He follows the UNSC, whatever they say to do. He's just trying to help. That's it. Yeah. So it's kind of weird that they're going this route to be like conflicted and all this other stuff.
Now, me as a newbie, right? I think that the story telling and the story writing isn't that great as a newbie. I don't even know Halo. But as a newbie, I mean, so for instance, like with Cortana, I'm like, no, she's an AI. She should be smarter. She should be wittier, right?
She's annoying as hell.
She's annoying as anything. Quan, I'm like, we don't need kids like that are super annoying that think they have power. Article 72, done. Right?
It's an intergalactic battle. We don't need any kids.
Kids
are
just
useless
like,
here.
You're going back to a planet that the UNSC now supports, right? It's just like we support this guy who's like running this planet, regardless of what he's doing. At least they're in our pocket right now. If we need to send 2 Spartans down there to like Swiss cheese stuff up, we will, right? But and then you have the guy. Well, you have the Halsey who's. It's just like, okay, she's sort of manipulative. I don't know if she uses her. I don't know if she uses her. Sometimes it seems like she's using her sexuality to get what she wants with John. You know, touching.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. That's like her kid. Like that's kind of weird.
Right, exactly. You know, and then you have Soren. I'm just like, okay, we know that Soren used to be a Spartan and he went rogue, right? But really, what's his purpose in this show right now? If Quan wasn't there, what would be his purpose?
I don't know. I guess fill in the backstory for a Master Chief, but like outside of that was you don't need him for the rest of the show after that.
Right, because because if you're saying, you know what, you can cut some of this stuff out and just get right to it, 6 episodes, it would have been like banging. Soren would have been cut out too, because he's a pirate. Yeah. Everyone sees him as a pirate in a galaxy, right? So it's just
but he's not. Unless he's gonna help the Spartans, he's kind of useless because he's not even. They didn't do the growth thing on him, which again, that's the first. They start training the kids.
He's a tiny.
And then
Spartan.
after they grow up to that's the first thing they work on is the height thing, make him bigger, and then they work on the other stuff. That's the first thing they do.
Like we got to get.
They worked on them as they were kids.
We got to get Kai to 6'2".
Yeah, let's
long legs.
From the movies, right? They started the program on them when they were kids, right? To grow them big. Yes, that's the first thing you do.
Yeah,
and then you do the training and the weapons training and all that other stuff and the military whatever. The first thing you do is you grow them big. So the fact that he's not big is kind of confusing. They should have made him large.
Like, you need to be bigger, dude.
Yes, it looks weird. Like, you're not fully Spartan.
You need to be taller.
Like, how'd you get the uniform and you're not big yet?
Yeah, again, I'm not quite sure. Like, you're going to a hostile planet, possibly hostile, without your helmet
There's
on.
a reason for that, though.
Right.
The Spartan armor, if your body is not augmented, it'll snap your body like a twig. It'll kill you.
Yeah.
If a regular human put the armor on, it will kill them. Because it increases their the muscle memory and their reflexes and stuff like that. So if a regular human put the armor on, it'll instantly kill them. It'll snap their body. Their body will like a twig just pop up like that. So it's say like, how do you get an armor if you didn't finish the program? That doesn't make any sense.
I was they have clips in like interviews like on the Paramount Plus app for Halo, and they did one with Bokem, right? And he was saying like how he had to fly to London to get like specifically fitted for his Spartan suit, right? His Halo suit. And it specifically was made for him. And what he did was he wore a weight vest like for almost like weeks, just doing things because the suit is so heavy.
Yeah, it's so heavy.
Right, exactly. So I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty interesting, man, you know. Well, IMDb gave this a 6.6. Halo episode number 4, Homecoming. What are you going to rate this episode?
I give it a 6, I guess, because I'm like, there's things I liked. I like Kai. I like all the Spartans. I like them. Master Chief's story is finally going somewhere, so I'm okay with that. This Quan thing brought it down to a 6, I think, for me.
Yeah.
You get rid of that storyline, the show instantly gets better.
It gets better.
And they got to deal with her and make her interesting because she's not interesting right now. She's like an anchor dragging down the show.
She is you know how many movies we watched and how many shows we watched, and it was just like a kid who was dragging everything down. It's just like, is there an Article 72 in Foundations? Is there an Article 72 in like Into the Night and all these other shows we watch? You know, like that little Russian boy.
The Russian kid. Like,
come on, please. I mean, you're 10 years old. You sound like a girl. You know what? I am going to rate this show a 5. And I watched it 3 times, and I actually like the show. I actually like this episode because it did tell some, it builds some
move the
things
storyline
up.
forward.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm giving it a 5 for the same reason you gave it a 6. Quan.
Yeah, they gotta fix this character really badly.
Quan. Yo, we have to get rid of Quan, dude, because I just cannot.
The yelling and complaining and not being aware of your surroundings and your situation, just annoying. It's like, you know what it is?
Yes.
You're in a bank. And the bank robbers are like, "Hey, everybody, get down!" And she's like, "My dad owns the bank." Like, no, everybody get down.
Yeah,
you get down too.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. You're not in a position to order anybody around. You don't have resources. You're not big enough. You're not strong enough. You don't even know how to fight. Like, just shut up. Just be quiet. Big people are speaking right now.
Okay,
Stop.
Let's do this. Let's do this really quickly. We know there were 3 scenes in this episode. We know we had Mandragora. That was Quan. And we know we had Reach, and we know we had Aridinus. So let me ask you this: give a rating for the Mandragora set.
Madrigal, that's like a 3 or a 2.
Yeah, okay. I'm giving.
They had like the motorcycle chase, and I was like, finally some action. But
okay, I'm giving it a -5 because it was a Quan episode. Quan is bringing Soren down. Okay, now if I took Aridinus, I'm giving Aridinus an 8, and I'm also giving Reach an 8 as well. The entire
I like
episode,
both of those 2 things.
Right? You mean to tell me you couldn't have taken those 2 different sets for this episode and just expanded those an extra 10 or 15 minutes each, because Quan and Madrigal took up like almost 15-20 minutes of what was going on.
Because I saw this thing, and I think it was the show rocking about it, and they're like, Quan is going to be a character so he can see the world through the eyes of a regular person next to Master Chief. And I was like, that's dumb. I don't care.
No.
I don't care. If you play the games of Halo, you're watching the world through Master Chief's eyes. Listen, that's what I want. I want that.
I'm not even a video game person when it comes to Halo, but I did watch the movies, and what you just said, I would say that would be the dumbest thing ever. It's just like, who cares about like in Halo, who cares about what a human thinks in Halo, right? It's not about humans. It's about the Spartans. It's about Master Chief,
Yes.
It's just like
the only thing you play as.
Quan needs to go bye-bye. Article 72. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
Just like, the thing is, though, it's not like a disrespect to her or acting, whatever. Like, she's fine. But like the way they wrote this character is so annoying.
Annoying, dude.
The issue for me is that you have a hard life on a colony. Why are you this stupid? Like, how do you not understand how the world works?
Exactly. Come on.
It's ridiculous watching her sit there, stomp her feet, and complain about things. You have no power.
None.
You don't have any money. You have no resources.
No money, no power. You don't even have a home. You can't even go back to your home planet because they're trying to kill you. Even Venture was like, take care of this, but take care of this quietly. That's what he told Franco. Take care of this quietly because we don't want her to be a martyr, right? So it's just like, take care of this quietly. Yeah, so I'm giving it a 5. Keo gave it a 6. And we both gave the episode with Quan in it a negative. I gave it a -5, dude. You gave it a 3.
I gave it 3.
I'm giving it a negative.
They had at least some So the only action that happened in the show is because of that Madrigal. So
That's it.
I lifted it up a little bit because he actually got to do stuff.
She lost all her money, though, all of her wealth.
So now she's going to find some gypsies, some space gypsies to figure out what's stop.
She has nothing.
Stop right there.
Nothing.
Don't bring the storyline any further. We're good. We are totally good here. We're good.
Oh, well, there you have it, another episode of the Behind the Groove podcast. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.
All right.